Mic check 1 2 3 4 1 2. 1 2 3 4 1 2. And welcome everyone to the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. This is Brett Byler this afternoon for O'Gorman Pierre boys basketball AA matchup. Going to be tipping off in about 5 minutes here at O'Gorman High School. The visitors today, the Pierre TF Riggs Governors, coming to the ball game at 8-5 on the season, 1-5 on the road. While the home team, Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights, 6-5 on the season, 3-1 at home. Pierre is coming off their worst loss of the season last night to Harrisburg. They lost that one 65-29, their season low point total. So the Governors trying to bounce back from that loss to Harrisburg, who's sitting number 2 right now in boys power points, right behind Mitchell. So a very good Harrisburg team. And the O'Gorman Knights are coming off a loss Thursday night at Sioux Falls, Washington, 60-50. That game was a makeup game from a postponement on the second week of January. So both teams coming off losses. The Knights, like I said, are 3-1 at home. The Pierre Governors really struggling on the road this season, 1-5. They are 7-0 at home. Pierre is 2-4 this season against teams with winning records, 5-3 with games decided by 10 points or less. While the Knights this season are only 1-5 versus teams with winning records, and then their only win actually was against Brandon Valley in the opening night of the season. So the Knights have lost their last 5 games to teams with winning records. They're 3-4 in games decided by 10 points or less. Pierce 3-2 in their last 5. O'Gorman 2-3 in their last 5. So PowerPoint wise, kind of that's where it really matters right now for who is going to be seated where in the SODAC 16, which is the first Saturday in March. Right now, Pierce sitting at 6th in PowerPoints. O'Gorman at 10th. So it could be a possible first round SODAC 16 matchup, just like last year, their last meeting. O'Gorman lost to Pierre at Pierre in the SODAC 16 matchup. The Governors went on to the state tournament. The Knights boys did not make it last year for the first time since the 13-14 season under Coach Derek Roby. So some players to watch tonight for Pierre. Their point guard, Luke Olson. He's a 5'11 junior. He has 13 points a game. He leads Pierre with 4 assists. He gets 2.5 steals a game. Jet Zabel committed to North Dakota State for football. He's their leading scorer, averaging 14.3 points a game, also 10.3 rebounds. So he's a lot to handle down the post player, big, strong player. We'll see how the Knights can try to nullify him a little bit. Another guy to watch for Pierre, he wears number 10, Dawson Getz, averaging 11 points a game. He's a 45% three-point shooter, averaging a little bit over 3 3-point makes per game. So O'Gorman got to find Getz. Pierre doesn't play a lot of kids. They'll go about 7 kids they'll play. So we'll see any fatigue for them after playing last night. For O'Gorman, players to watch, Austin Terveen, a junior guard averaging 16 points a game, leading the Knights in scoring, shooting about a 50% clip from the field and three-pointers. So scoring very efficiently so far for Terveen through the first half of the season. Noon Dude is another one, averaging 10 points a game for O'Gorman, their second leading scorer, shooting 47% from the field. So Dude and Terveen kind of the offense for O'Gorman. Well, for Pierre, you get to watch Getz, Olson, and Zabel. The Pierre Governors are coached by Brianna Kusler. This is her 3rd year as head coach with Pierre. An absolutely awesome basketball player in her playing days at Aberdeen Central. She went on to play at Northern State and now coaching for Pierre. O'Gorman coached by Derek Roby in his 19th season. You can watch the stream on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for starting lineups, national anthem. That's all coming up next. Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. This is Brett Byler at the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. I want to welcome all our Pierre listeners and viewers today as well. Starting for Pierre Governors first, number 1, Luke Olson, a 5'11 junior guard. Number 3, Jet Zabel, a 6'5 senior center, committed to North Dakota State for football. Number 5, Cade Kaiser, a 6'2 senior guard, also committed to North Dakota State for football. Number 10, Dawson Getz, a 6'3 junior guard. And number 11, Miles Doyle, a 6'1 senior guard for the Pierre Governors, coached by Brianna Kusler. For Sioux Falls O'Gorman, the home team tonight, they'll be starting a similar starting lineup. Number 3, Ryland Satter, a 6'1 senior center, committed to North Dakota State for football. Hayden Gross, number 4, a 6'2 senior guard. Number 5, Austin Terveen, a 6'2 junior guard. Number 22, Henry Theobald, a 6' senior guard, committed to North Dakota for football. And number 35, Noon Dute, a 6'3 junior forward. Knights are coached by Derek Roby in his 19th year at the helm. Should be a fun game. We got the Pierre Governors. They're on the court right now in their black tops with green trim. O'Gorman, the home white tops with gold and blue trim. Both these teams coming off losses, so I think both the teams are going to be kind of wanting to get back on the winning track this afternoon. So we'll see kind of what the energy level is. It's always interesting on these Saturday afternoon games. The crowds generally aren't quite as big as a night game, but we'll see kind of how that works out for both these teams. So Kaiser and Duke going to jump it up. And the ball is controlled by the Governors. Here is the point guard, Olson, with the Knights in man-to-man defense. Olson handing it off to Getz, guarded by Terveen. Kaiser over to Olson. Long 3 by Getz is no good. It's a loose ball under the basket. And it looks like it's going to stay with Pierre. Gets, like I mentioned in the pregame show, he gets about 3 3-pointers makes per game, not shy of shooting them, shoots about 45% clip. Kaiser down low. Here is Zabel, and he's rejected by Satter. So that's North Dakota State versus North Dakota State for football, and Satter wins that matchup. Pierre in man-to-man defense to start as well. Nice first offensive possession. Terveen had a 3, did not take it. Hand off top of the key is Duke going against Zabel. No good. Rebound by Jet Zabel. And I believe, it's hard for me to see under that basket, but that Olson stepped out of bounds as he's dribbling underneath the basket, so it'll be O'Gorman ball. Talking to the Pierre announcers before the game, Harrisburg really pressured Pierre last night in that matchup in Harrisburg and really caused the Governors all kinds of problems, even just getting into their sets offensively. Here is Gross. He'll get a little space. His jump shot is a little bit off to the right. Rebound corralled by Kaiser. Here he comes to Zabel, the lefty. Olson looking back door to Doyle, and Henry Theobald knocks that away. So back-to-back turnovers for the Govs. Still no score. Terveen thought about the 3. He's going to get into the jump shot. It's short. Pull-up jumper from about 15 feet away. Kaiser, head of steam all the way, but misses the layup. Really good take that time by Cade Kaiser, but just left it short on the layup. Terveen lost it. Gross corrals it. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Let's see if the Knights can get on the board. Here is Theobald for 3. No good. Rebound corralled by Doyle. And Terveen with a steal. I don't think they even saw him, and he'll go all the way for the basket. They threw it out to Olson, who Terveen was right behind him. Olson lost his balance. Here is Zabel. He'll score it. So Jet Zabel and Asa Turvine, the two leading scorers for both these teams, get the first 2 baskets of the ball game. Theobald over to Gross. Gross against Getz. He'll throw it out to Satter. He'll miss the 15-footer, loose ball. Zabel trying to get it. Dude up there, Theobald up there. It's a loose ball, and they keep it with the Knights as it was kicked. Tate and Mooney in for O'Gorman. Caleb Turvine in. Theobald and Noon Dude out. Sawyer Sonashine is in for Pierre, a 5'7" junior guard. He's going to be guarding Austin Turvine. Gross to Mooney. Caleb Turvine to Austin Turvine. And Austin Turvine right around Sonnershine for the basket. So Sonnerside was really bodying up, playing really close. The only problem is with that is once Turvine got the ball in one dribble, he was right past him. 4-2 O'Gorman. Zabel with it. Down low to Kaiser. Zabel's jump shot is in and out. Good rebound by Olsen as he took it from Mooney. Kaiser all the way. His shot is good. And the foul, so Cade Kaiser. Oh, I say it's on the floor. Never mind. So that's on Gross, his first team foul for the Knights. Zabel, the lefty, going left over to Getz. Almost threw it away. Down low. Some wild passing by Pierre. Here's Getz for 3 is good. So they're trying to get the ball inside, and passes this were not on the mark, and end up getting to Getz, who hit a 3. 5-4 Pierre. Halfway point here the first quarter. In the corner, here's Austin Turvine with it. Gets a screen by Satter. I think if Satter would have rolled there, he might have had a layup. Here is Caleb Turvine, who had a really good junior varsity game, to his brother Austin. Mooney, 15 on the shot clock. Sarah is a mismatch with 5'7" Sonnershine on him. Here's Mooney from the free throw line. Is good. So Tatum Mooney coming off the bench hits his first shot. Handoff by Olsen to Kaiser. Olsen gets it back. Sonnershine's three-pointer is off the mark. Rebound by Getz. Kaiser trying to get to Sonnershine, and that's through his hands. They're going to call Kaiser on the body foul on Turvine as he was going baseline. In the game for the first time for Pierre is Tyan Buss, a 5'10" senior guard. He'll replace Getz. Caleb Turvine for 3, no good. Sonnershine with the rebound. Kaiser was posting up Caleb Turvine, and Turvine shoved him, so there'll be a foul on Turvine. So John Len and Noon Dude in for O'Gorman. They'll replace Satter and Gross. Here is Zabel down low. The lefty hook is no good. He had Lent pin behind him, so everything done right on that play except just making the left-handed hook shot. And Theobald is going to get a foul on an illegal screen. So that's Theobald's first team third for O'Gorman. In the game for Pierre now is Cooper Twilliger, a 6'5 freshman center wearing number 44. He'll add a little size for Pierre, replacing Cade Kaiser. So Olsen looking for some help right now. Dribbling around the top to the key, goes to the baseline, now back to the top. Theobald runs through another screen, so he's going to have 2 fouls in about 25 seconds. And they're both against Sondershine, got ran over twice in back-to-back possessions. So O'Gorman a foul away from being in the penalty, leading 6-5 with 2:20 left in the first quarter. Bus with it over to Zabel. Down low to Williger. The freshman Twilliger out to Zabel. Sondershine lost it, gets it back. Caleb Trevine. Bus with it. His 3 is no good. Zabel with an offensive rebound. Sondershine corner 3 is an air ball. Dude with it. Asa Trevine ahead of the pack. His shot is no good. Zabel with it. Pierre's going to push the pace. Zabel going fast up the court. Trying to get down low to Twilliger, and Lent knocks it away, and we'll see what the call is here. I think they're called Zabel with the push. So that's Zabel's first, second team foul. Knights leading 6-5, kind of a low-scoring first quarter with 1:35 left. Mooney over to Dute. Dute one-on-one against Kaiser, gets bumped off his spot. Throws it out to Trevine, driving left, top of the key to the free throw line. Misses the pull-up and rebound by Twilliger. Here comes Olsen, guarded by Mooney. Looking for the high screen by Twilliger. Good defense by Mooney all over him. Bus looking for help. And that ball is knocked out of bounds by Austin Trevine. So 10 seconds on the shot clock. Good defensive possession for O'Gorman. Satter and Gross checking in for Caleb Trevine and John Lent. Pierre's going to have to move a little bit with some urgency here with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Here is Olsen. Getting all the way in. His shot's no good. Good defense again by Mooney. So about a 10-second differential shot in game clock right now. O'Gorman ball. Austin Trevine over to Dude. Thought about the 3. Was open. He's going to dribble and get closer. His shot is short. Rebound by Getz. So let's see if Pierre holds for the final shot of the first quarter. No shot clock. 21 on the game clock. Olsen with the top of the key. The Getz almost stolen by Dude. So 2 high posts. Here's Twilliger with it with 8 seconds left. Sondershine shot's no good. Rebound by Austin Trevine. Gross will give it a heave, and that'll be no good. So at the end of the first quarter, kind of a low-scoring first quarter. It's the home team, Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights 6. The visitors, Pierre 5. We'll take a quick break. Be back for the start of the second quarter. You're listening to Knights boys basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. If I look at the power points for boys basketball right now, Mitchell, number 1, they're 10-1 in the season. Harrisburg, number 2 at 9-2. Roosevelt, 3 at 8-3. Washington, 4, 8-3. Stevens boys, 5 at 8-4. Pierre, 6, 8-5. Brandon, 7, 6-3. And Huron, 8, 7-5. So those right now, if the Sodak 16 started today, which it doesn't, would be all hosting games. Here's the Knights. First possession of the second quarter, leading 6-5. Theobald back in. He does have 2 fouls. Gross crossing over, back to Satter. Both teams straight man-to-man defense. Dute over to Austin Trevine. Baseline jumpers too long. Rebound by Kaiser. Or excuse me, rebound by Doyle. So Trevine, Austin with a steal. And he's going to have a leak out for a layup is good. So Austin Trevine, all 4 of his 6 points now have been on steals that turn into layups. Zabel, hands off to Olsen. Back to Zabel. Gets baseline, no. Will get cut off by Austin Trevine. So Zabel and Satter. Down low. Olsen rejected by Henry Theobald. Satter leaking out. His layup is good. So Rylan Satter with a leak out off the block by Theobald. Defense becomes offense. Gives O'Gorman a 10-5 lead. Coach Brianna Kusler is going to call a quick 30-second timeout. Kind of stops the momentum as O'Gorman gets 4 points here in the first minute and 12 of the second quarter. The O'Gorman Lady Knights were victorious last night at Pierre, 52-25. So the Kent Colesrude's O'Gorman Lady Knights 12-0 on the season. At top of AA girls basketball, the Mitchell Colonels girls team, they're 10-0. So that game will happen in a couple weeks at O'Gorman. They'll be hosting Mitchell, but we have a O'Gorman girls game coming up this Tuesday, January 30th, as they host T-Area, who is 10-2. So that should be a really good matchup. T-Area has Katie Vasika, who's going to South Dakota State, a really good basketball player. So Pierre, after the timeout, has the ball. Down low, Zabel. He was trying to get in the corner to Doyle, and that ball was knocked out of bounds. So Pierre having a little trouble tonight scoring the basketball, and they get it down low to Zabel. Nice pass to Getz for the layup. They had their season low point total last night, 29 at Harrisburg. Now with 7 here in the first quarter and 2 minutes. Here is Noon Duth. Thought about the 3 going baseline. Leaner, no good. Gross tips it away from Getz. Gets the offensive rebound. To Austin Trevine. Back out to Duth. Duth had a couple of 3-pointers. He's not really a 3-point shooter, so he likes to get in that 15-foot range for his shots. Austin Trevine off glass is good. You don't see that too often. A jump shot fading away, banking it in from that angle. 12-7 O'Gorman. Trevine with 8. Gets for 3. Oh, in and out. Rebound by Duke. Austin dribbling in. Free throw line will get cut off by Getz. Here's Duke now for 3. Is good. So Noon Duke hits the 3. 15-7. O'Gorman, biggest lead for the Knights. 8 here with 5:10 left in the second quarter. Doyle over to Olsen. Olsen averaging 13 points a game, has yet to score for Pierre. There's Zabel, the lefty, going all the way. His shot is no good. Trevine on the leak out. He has Getz back, hesitation, and no good on the layup. Saturday, got to remember guarding Zabel. He loves to go left. Here's Olsen. His shot is no good. Looked like he might have got fouled on the jump shot. Theobald for three, no good. That would have been a big shot. Here comes Zabel pushing the pace, and he is fouled as he gets into the layup area. So Jet Zabel will have 2 free throws. For a 6'5" kid who kind of plays the center position, he's really good at getting a rebound and then just going really fast up the court, almost starting the fast break from the center position. So Zabel, 2 free throws. First one is a little bit long. He's a 70% free throw shooter. In the game for Pierre for the first time is Eladio Cimental, a 6-foot junior guard replacing Miles Doyle. One more free throw for Zabel. That was Gross's second foul. So he'll go to the bench. So Theobald with 2 fouls. Gross with 2 fouls for O'Gorman. Jackson Bjorkman in for the first time for the Knights. Here's Caleb Trevine out to Ryland Satter. His jump shot is good. Ryland Satter really good about that 10 to 12 foot jump shot range. That's kind of his sweet spot. 10-point lead for the Knights. That's 4 for Satter. Knights leading 17-7. Cimental with it. Down low to Kaiser. Luke Olson guarded by Mooney, all over him. And Getz with it, so nice little save by Olson. I'm not for sure if he knew exactly where Getz was, but he picked it up and he hits a little floater, so he has 5. Or actually 7. Caleb Tervine's runner is no good. Little finger roll layup attempt. Rolled around the rim and out, so Sawyer Sondershine is in for Getz. Hand off to Bjorkman. And he's going to travel that time. The good play call, but really good defense that time by Pierre. So here comes Olson, guarded by Mooney. Sondershine down low to Zabel. Uses the pump fake. His shot is good. Are they going to let him get the and one or just call it a floor on Satter? They are going to give him the and one. So that'll be Satter's first foul. That time Zabel, instead of going right up, he used a pump fake, which got Satter up in the air, and then Zabel finishes it. So Zabel and Satter having a laugh as he hits a 3-point play. Austin Tervine all the way to the basket. So that's quick offense for the Knights. Tervine in double figures with 10. 19-12 O'Gorman. Here is Kaiser baseline. Good help defense by Satter. Zabel with the little floater is good. Nice pushing the pace, and Caleb Tervine's shot is no good. So we've seen that now happen twice after Pierre makes some baskets. O'Gorman can get the ball under that basket. They're push it up the court, and that's 2 straight layup opportunities. You see Coach Brianna Kusler is not happy talking to 3 governors right now. Obviously, probably the message is you got to get back on defense. So Tervine, Caleb makes the free throw. That foul was on Cimental, his first. Pierre's first of the second quarter. Tervine, the junior, with one more and makes them both. So Caleb Tervine on the board. It's 20 now, 21-14 O'Gorman. Approaching 2 minutes here in the second quarter. Cimental had a 3 to not take it down low to Zabel. to Olson. His floater's no good. Rebound by Mooney. Ooh, wow, that pass got through there somehow. Here's Satter right by the basket, leaves it short. Here comes Zabel, a lot of speed. He's hit on the head by Mooney. He'll go to the free throw line. So kind of reminds you if you're, in your probably 30s or 40s would know this reference, or even older. It reminds you a little bit of a young Charles Barkley in the NBA, taking the rebound, just beating everyone down the court. So Zabel, 2 free throws for him. This first one is a little bit long. Sean Lent coming in for Ryland Satter. Gross coming back in for Bjorkman. Cooper Terwilliger also coming in for Pierre. And Zabel rolls it around the rim and makes the second free throw. 21-15 Knights. Minute 35 left in the second quarter. This game has been pretty close all the way through. O'Gorman's biggest lead has been 8. Here's Gross for 3, no good. Rebound by Zabel. They call Zabel for the carry that time as he's trying to hand the ball off. You don't see that call too often, but that one actually I'm pretty sure was a pretty legit carry. So here comes the Knights. Mooney hands off to Caleb Trevine. So you have both Trevines, Austin Caleb, Hayden Gross, John Lent, and Tatum Mooney. Here is Austin Trevine. Over to Mooney for 3. That shot is no good. Rebound by Terwilliger. Zabel bringing it up the front court. Hands off to Olson. Call a foul, I believe, on Mooney, maybe? So that's Mooney's second. So 2 fouls by Theobald, 2 fouls by Gross, 2 fouls by Mooney, 4 team fouls for O'Gorman. Their next foul will put Pierre at the free throw line. Kaiser, his tough shot is a little bit long. That's over the basket, so it's out of bounds. To the Knights. Mason Clark, a sophomore guard, coming in now for Tatum Mooney. Mooney with those 2 fouls, probably smart by Coach Roby just to get him out so he doesn't get an offensive foul or anything like that here for his 3rd foul in the last 40 seconds of the second quarter. Austin Trevine with it. Down low here is John Lent. And John Lent will get the basket. You don't see him shooting the ball too much. He's kind of more in for his defense's rebound, but John Lent with a basket. Have a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play. A foul was on Olson, his first, second team foul. Lent's free throw is no good. And Zabel will have the rebound. So let's see if Pierre will probably hold for the final shot. The shot clock is off. 20 seconds left here in the second quarter. Olson hands off to Zabel. Here's Olson. Shot no good. Terwilliger with the offensive rebound. Good job by Cooper Terwilliger. Here's Gross from half court. No good. So Pierre gets the basket in the last 5 seconds to make the deficit 6. So at halftime, kind of a low-scoring affair here at O'Gorman. It's the O'Gorman Knights 23, the Pierre Governors 17. We'll be back for the start of the second half in about 10 minutes from O'Gorman High School. You're listening to Knights boys basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. And welcome back to O'Gorman High School. This is Brett Byler at the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. At halftime, it's the O'Gorman Knights 23, the Pierre Governors 17. Kind of doing a little quick recap of the first half. Knights led 6-5 after the first quarter, kind of a low-scoring affair in the first quarter. In the second quarter, scoring picked up a little bit. O'Gorman outscored Pierre 17-12, taking the 6-point lead into halftime. Our leading scorers tonight so far is Austin Terveen for O'Gorman with 10 points and Jet Zabel for Pierre with 8 points. O'Gorman a little bit more foul trouble than Pierre. O'Gorman has 3 guys with 2 fouls. Henry Theobald, Hayden Gross, and Tate and Mooney all have 2 fouls. So something to kind of watch in the second half. So Pierre will have the ball starting the third quarter. Kaiser, Olsen, Getz, Doyle, and Zabel for the Govs. Here's Getz's three-pointer, no good. Loose ball, and Kaiser can't corral it, so it'll be O'Gorman ball. Knights starting their same 5. As normal, it's Satter, Dute, Austin Terveen, Hayden Gross, and Henry Theobald. Man-to-man defense by the Govs. Here's Dute, guarded by Zabel, to Austin Terveen will back it back out, guarded by Kaiser. Nice crossover. Shot is good. Really nice crossover move by Austin Terveen. Here is Olsen, who's scoreless in the first half. He's averaging about 13 points a game coming into it. Oh, there's almost a steal by Austin Terveen. Olsen gets it back. Corner is Zabel. Down low is Kaiser. His shot no good. Zabel's follow-up is good. So Jet Zabel in double figures with 10. Satter with it, going to back down Doyle. His jump hook is short. Rebound by Getz. Here comes the Govs. If you're Pierre, you have to try to push the pace. I mean, O'Gorman's half-court defense has been really good and kind of stifling here in the first half. I think you got to kind of speed up the tempo. Zabel going right through Satter with the basket. Theobald for 3 is good. So Henry Theobald is on the board. That's, I believe, 7 of the 28 points for O'Gorman have been on these quick after-make baskets by Pierre, pushing the ball up the court and getting 2 layups and now a three-pointer. Olsen for 3, a little bit off. Another offensive rebound. This is Getz. Will pull it back out to Kaiser. That ball was tipped. He's looking for Doyle that time with the back cut. Zabel out to Doyle for 3 is good. So Doyle's first points of the game. Scramble drill. Satter gets it down low. Is rejected by Zabel, and he'll push the pace. Doyle thought about the 3. He'll shoot the 3. No good. Rebound by Theobald. So 28-24. Knights. 5:11 in the third quarter. Terveen cut off by Kaiser. Being pretty physical with him as he's dribbling the ball. Dute for 3. He's got it. Noon Dute, second 3 of the game. So that he doesn't shoot a lot of three-pointers, but he's made 2. No one's back and gets. We'll get the layup. I don't know what happened there for O'Gorman on the communication factor on defense, but Getz will dribble in for the layup. Here is Duke going right at Zabel, so the scoring picking up. I think what happened is Duke made the 3 and Getz released, and then no guard picked him up, and by the time Duke got back there, it was too late in the previous possession. Zabel, the lefty, is going to get a blocking foul called on Satter. I think that's a pretty good call. I don't think Satter was quite there. I feel like he's still moving a little bit that time. So that'll be his second. So Mooney is in, replacing Duke for O'Gorman. Sondershine in for Pierre. Down low is Olsen, and I think we're going to foul. Let's see who that one is on. It's on Theobald, his third. So Caleb Trevine in for Theobald. O'Gorman now 2 team fouls here in the third quarter, 0 for Pierre. 7-point game. Nearing the halfway point of the third quarter, O'Gorman leading 33-26. Olsen against Mooney. Mooney stripped him. Then Olsen will get the foul. Tatum Mooney has just given Olsen all kinds of problems here this afternoon. Really good defense. And that time, really good quick hands, too, at the end of the play. So that'll be Olsen's second foul. Satter with it to Mooney. They're trying to do a double screen for Caleb Trevine. That was a really dangerous pass by Mooney, and there's a foul on Pierre that time. I don't know how that would have been completed if there wasn't a foul. It looked like there's about 2 or 3 governors down low on defense. Inbounds pass to Satter. Asa Trevine for 3, no good. Loose ball. And I believe we'll go to Pierre. We will. Zabel and Gross are down there fighting for the rebound. Bjorkman in for Gross. So Olsen bringing the ball up by the Governors, guarded by Mooney. Gets it to Sondershine. Looking for help, and we'll get it to Jet Zabel. Good back cut by Olsen, and he'll get his first points of the game as caught Mooney sleeping, and good look by Zabel. Here's Caleb Trevine, and he is fouled by Kaiser on the 3-point attempt, and Caleb Trevine will have 3 free throws. Don't want to foul a jump shooter, especially shooting a 3-pointer. Caleb Trevine hits the first free throw. Second one is good as well. Doesn't shoot it a lot, coming in the game at 90% from the free throw line, so probably someone you don't want to foul, especially shooting a jump shot. So one more shot for Caleb Trevine. And he makes all 3. O'Gorman leading by 8 now, 36-28, 3:13 left in the third quarter. Game O'Gorman's pretty much led after the first quarter on, and that'll be Mooney picking up the foul as Olsen driving in. We'll get 2 free throws. So Mooney with 3 fouls is replaced by Mason Clark here. First free throw on the way for Olsen is good. Cooper Twilliger in for the Govs. Second free throw on the way for Luke Olsen is good. So he has the last 4 points for Pierre. Caleb Trevine baseline. He's going to throw it too high for his brother Austin. That one went halfway up the O'Gorman stands that time. Making sure those patrons are awake over there. On a Saturday afternoon, 36-30, Knights leading. Here comes the Govs. Trying to make it a 1-possession game if they get a 3-pointer. And Zabel will get a travel. So Zabel's been called for a carry and a travel today. So Clark to Bjorkman. Down low, Lent. Had it, lost it, back out. Here's Austin Terveen down low to Lent. And somehow on the spin move, John Lent got to go. He was sandwiched between Zabel and Terwilliger. I have no idea how that one went in, but it did, so it's 38-30. Lent with a steal that time. They're trying to get it in low to Terwilliger. And Austin Terveen drives in, and he's going to get fouled by Sonnershine, so he'll have 2 free throws. So O'Gorman now can push this lead up to 10 if Terveen can make 2 free throws. Terveen, the Knights' leading scorer, gets the first one to roll and average about 16 points a game. He has 13 tonight. 73% free throw shooter. Pierre brings in Ty and Bus and also Eladio Simmental. Both Bus and Simmental played a few minutes in the first half. Second free throw is no good. Rebound by Olsen. Good hands by Mason Clark as he knocks that one out of bounds. Pierre regaining possession. Noon Dude in for Austin Terveen. And Coach Brianna Kuzler is going to call a full timeout for Pierre, so we'll step away as well. With 2:06 left in the third quarter, it's O'Gorman 39, Pierre 30. We'll be back for more Knights basketball in just a bit. Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. Boys basketball action this afternoon. A good matchup between O'Gorman and Pierre. Knights at 6-5 on the season. Pierre at 8-5. Governors with the ball trailing by 9. 2:02 left in the third quarter. Here is Jet Zabel. Left-handed floating shot toward the basket. He is fouled. Get 2 free throws by the North Dakota State football commit Zabel. Zabel with 12 points today, leading the Govs. His first free throw is good. 71% free throw shooter in the season. That foul was on Noon Dude, his first. O'Gorman 14 fouls. Gets back in for Kaiser. And now Gross in for Bjorkman for the Knights. Second free throw on the way for Mr. Zabel. Bends the knees, the lefty shoots it short. Rebound by Dude, almost stolen by Getz. Gross regains possession. Here is Caleb Terveen to Gross. I think he traveled, and he did. Just took an extra step as he came around the screen when he caught the ball was Gross. Here comes Olsen. Ooh, he almost carried that ball. Kind of lost it. He's going to hand off. Gets from way downtown. No good. Rebound by Simmental, and then he turns it over. Clark with it over to Dute. Quick first step by Noon. Dute to the basket is good. There's that first step that Isaac always talks about with Noon Dude, and he gets all the way to the 10, and the layup is good. Zabel thought he was fouled, no good on the left-handed shot from about 5 feet away. Here comes Caleb Turvine. Knights up 10, 41-31, a minute left in the third quarter. Pick and roll, Lentz. Oh, man, he had a layup. Throws it out to Do for 3. Coach Roby's telling John Lentz shoot the layup, which everyone probably thought he should, but then Dude hits a wide open 3. Dude has 13 and 3 3-pointers. That's kind of where basketball is here at 2024, where a lot of times you might have an open layup and give it up for a 3-pointer, something you would never do 20 years ago. That 3 is missed by Getz. And Buss is going to run over Caleb Turvine on the rebound. So O'Gorman now with their biggest lead of the game, 13. That'll be the 5th team foul in the quarter, so it'll be free throws for Caleb Turvine. Foul was on Tyen Buss, his first. So Turvine's free throw is no good. He hit 3 in a row a few minutes ago, and Austin Turvine in for Mason Clark. Kaiser in for Simmental. (21-14) advantage so far in the third quarter for the Knights. Now 22-14. So the most scoring of any quarter has been in this third quarter. O'Gorman now leading by 14, 45-31. No shot clock. So Pierre with 22 on the game clock can hold for the final shot of the third period. Olsen just dribbling it up towards half court, just past half court. Caleb Turvine backing off a little bit. Now Olsen will go. Here is Zabel, top of the key. Forgets. Cut him off. Kaiser with 5 seconds left. Over to Getz. I get the shot up. He'll fire it at the basket. No good. Good defense by Gross, and that's how the third quarter will end with the O'Gorman Knights up 45-31 heading to the fourth quarter. You're listening to Knights boys basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. Knights with their biggest lead of the game, entering the fourth quarter with 14-point lead, 45-31. The Knights outscored Pierre 22-14 in the third quarter. The Governors, their kind of bugaboo this year has been playing on the road. They're 1-5 coming to tonight's ball game, coming off a blowout defeat, 65-29 at Harrisburg last night. So they're 7-0 at home, but only 1-5 on the road. Knights have done a good job at home this year, 3-1. With the ball to start the fourth quarter, Hayden Gross over to Noon Dude. Gross dribbling in. His tough shot is no good. Good defense by Getz. Pierre, you're trying to cut this deficit in half if you can by the 4-minute mark here of the quarter. Maybe get it to 7. Good alley-oop play to Olsen. Really good catch, because that was not an easy catch to handle. And Olsen, all 6 of his points have been in the second half. Down low, Satter, guarded by Doyle. Hook shot is no good. Good look that time by Satter from about 2 feet away, just a little bit too strong, and I think they're going to call Austin Turvine on the hook. That time as he's holding Cade Kaiser. It's another thing that would really help Pierre out if O'Gorman can get into foul trouble and get into that penalty, which is 5 fouls this quarter early on, where you can make up points with the clock stopped. Governors with the ball. Corner is Getz for 3. Good. So Pierre doing everything right to start the first minute of the quarter, a 5-0 run. Gets his 12 point. 45-36, 9-point game. Asa Terveen for 3, no good. Rebound by Getz. Here comes Olsen. Screen by Zabel. Good stop and go. And oh, man, I thought he had it. Left it short, though. He made that one. That might have caused Roby to call a timeout. Here is Austin Terveen. Over to Gross, to Duke. Duke, good drive to the basket, and he is fouled. So Duke with 13 points in the game going to the free throw line. He's a 62% free throw shooter on the season. First one is good. That foul is on Olsen. That's his third foul of the game. First team foul. Second free throw on the way for Duke is good. So 15 points, a game high for Duke, gives the Knights their first points of the fourth quarter, pushing the lead back to double figures, 11 right now. And Satter is going to get a reach-in foul as they're looking down low for Zabel. So that's Satter's third foul. Down low Kaiser, and he's fouled behind. So there's that foul starting to add up for O'Gorman here in the first couple of minutes of the fourth quarter. That foul, I think, is on Dude, and it is his second. So Cade Kaiser to the line for 2 shots. First one is short. He's about a 52% free throw shooter. Second free throw is good. So Pierre putting the pressure on a little bit now. They get a turnover. Here's Getz. Oh, he misses the layup. Rebound by Gross. They call a foul or a timeout? I'm trying to figure out. I think it might call a timeout. So Gross was tied up underneath the Pierre basket, calls a timeout, so Gorman can regain the possession. 10-point game right now, 47-37. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Knights Basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. So I was wondering if Pierre would do this. Looks like they're going to start pressing a little bit as O'Gorman's going to have the ball after the timeout with Gross. Looks like about Manta and do a little trap. Theobald, dangerous pass stolen away by Getz. Down low, Doyle. His shot is good. So Miles Doyle gets his second basket, 8-point game now. Theobald going to dribble past the press to Satter. But Satter's going to throw it away to Olsen. So back-to-back turnovers for the Knights, and then Zabel throws that one away, and Austin Terveen is out of bounds, so they're going to keep it with Pierre. So Mooney coming in for Theobald. 47-39. Pierre cut this deficit. Starts the quarter of 14 now down to 8. Here is Zabel against Satter. A basket is good. Jet Zabel with 15. See if O'Gorman can settle down. That pass is thrown away. 3 straight turnovers for O'Gorman. Playing a little bit too fast right now. Here is Olsen. Gonna set it up for Pierre. Zabel spin move short. Gross to Mooney. And he'll go all the way for the layup. Tatum Mooney. Coast to coast. Transition defense has really hurt Pierre in this ball game. Oh, man, that was almost intercepted by Gross. Getz floater is good. Here's Duke. Gonna pull it back out. Trevine all the way. Misses the close shot. And here comes Pierre. And Duke's going to get a foul. 4th foul on the Knights here in the quarter. That'll be Duke's 3rd. So 1 more and Pierre will be in the free throw line. So Pierre did exactly kind of what I said at the start of the quarter. 14-point deficit. You want to try to cut it in half by the 4-minute mark. We're at 4:08 right now, and it's a 6-point game. So they've done more than that. And what they've done really well is kind of added that extra element of pressure with the press and trapping. And O'Gorman's had 3 turnovers. That was a shot early in the shot clock missed by Trevine. He's on the bench. Dute's on the bench. Caleb Trevine's in, and Bjorkman's in. Ooh, almost an over in the back. Here's Olsen, baseline cut off by Mooney. Gets for 3. Oh, in and out. Rebound by Mooney. That would have cut it to 3. Good play call that time. Austin Trevine. His floater's short. And Satter and Zabel, 2 strong kids. That time, get a jump ball. And it's going to be pure ball. So O'Gorman short arm 2 straight, drives to the basket. Pierre will have the ball. O'Gorman calls a 30-second timeout. Knights leading by 6 right now. (12-4). 4th quarter advantage for the Governors over the Knights. Knights also with 4 fouls here in this quarter. So the next O'Gorman foul will put Pierre to the line for 2 free throws. So if I'm Pierre, I'm going to be trying to drive the ball to the basket. Also, gets on those 3-point plays, running around those screens is a good option as well. If you're Pierre defensively, too, only 1 foul right now. Don't really have anyone in too much foul trouble. Olsen with the most that's on the court now with 3 for them. So you can be super aggressive defensively, because even if you don't get the skill and you get a foul, that's not going to hurt you right now with only 1 team foul. So we'll see what the Governors call after the timeout. Here comes Olsen, the point guard, bringing it up the court. O'Gorman in man-to-man defense. Olsen to Zabel, back to Olsen. And Mooney trying to get it. Gross does get it. So good steal by Mooney. So Gorman, Mooney thought about the 3, gives it to Gross with 17 on the shot clock. To Caleb Trevine. His running shot is good. Wow, tough shot off the wrong leg by Caleb Trevine. Now Zabel over to Getz down low, looking for Doyle, and Caleb Trevine, another good play, and he knocks that one away. Eight points off the bench tonight for Caleb Trevine for O'Gorman. He's really had a nice afternoon for the Knights. So Gross, Mooney, Caleb Trevine, Ryland Satter, and Noon Dute for O'Gorman. Knights up 51-43, 2:38 left in the Fourth quarter, 23 on the shot clock. Gross top of the key. Going to hand it off to Caleb Trevine. Knights running a little clock right now. Here is Gross all the way to the basket. Scores it and is fouled. So Hayden Gross, big play for his first basket. Came in a great timing for O'Gorman. Has a chance for the and one. Foul on Doyle, his second, team third. And Gross makes a three-point play. 54-43 Knights. So O'Gorman gained two big baskets when the lead got cut to 6 in back-to-back possessions by Caleb Trevine. And Hayden Gross pushing that 6-point lead up to 11, 54-43, 2:16 left. So Coach Kusler has 2 timeouts left. Coach Roby has 3 timeouts left. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back for the final 2:16 of this basketball game. You're listening to O'Gorman Boys Basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. Welcome back. This is Brett Byler with the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. O'Gorman with 2 big baskets in the last 2 possessions. A little 5-0 run. Push a lead that was 6 back to 11. It'll be Pierre ball with 2:16 left in the fourth quarter, trailing 54-43. Here is Doyle with it over to Olson. To Kaiser. Olson, guarded by Duke. Thought he might shoot the 3, did not. Here is Zabel down low, gets the and one. Foul on Ryland Satter. I think that's 4 fouls now on Satter. And Zabel added to his point total with 17 right now. That is 4 fouls on Ryland Satter. Austin Trevine in for Caleb Trevine. One free throw by Zabel. Now, if he makes this free throw, you might see Pierre press. We'll see. And he does. Press, Austin Trevine to Gross, back to Austin. Mooney running the middle. He'll have it now. He was getting tied up, and smart play by Gross that time. When you do have those timeouts to spare, that's a good timeout, even though they would still regain possession. Sometimes you don't want to leave that to chance. So it'll be O'Gorman ball, 24 on the shot clock, leading by 8, 54-46 with $1:46 left in the fourth quarter. We'll be off for O'Gorman boys basketball because they'll be on the road here the next 4 games after tonight. They're at Yankton Monday night at 7. That's a makeup game from January 15th. And then they will be on the road next week as well. They'll be up in Rapid City next weekend, next Friday and Saturday against Central and Stevens. And then we'll have the next O'Gorman boys game will be on February 9th, which will be a Friday night, a doubleheader with the Washington Warriors. And our girls, we will have one girls game next week, which is the Knights ladies on Tuesday night against the T-Area Titans at 7 o'clock. Probably, maybe 6:45 to be safe. But so O'Gorman, both boys and girls, will be doing a little bit of a road trip after this coming Tuesday for the Knights ladies, and after today for the O'Gorman boys being away for a couple of weeks. So on the court for O'Gorman, it's Gross, Tatum Mooney, Austin Trevine, Ryland Satter, Noon Dute. 3 team fouls for Pierre, so even if they do commit a foul here, they won't be in the penalty yet. Here is Mooney with it. Guarded by Olson. Over to Austin Terveen. Dude with it. Pierce. Junior varsity players are making some noise by hitting the bleachers. Here is 7 seconds left. Gross. Over to Satter in the corner. Short. Rebound by Austin Terveen. And the ball is knocked away from him, but I think O'Gorman's going to regain possession. So that actually worked out well for O'Gorman, even though they missed the shot, as they got the offensive rebound, and then they can run some more shot clock. The ball's knocked away from Austin Terveen by Kaiser out of bounds. O'Gorman again retaining possession. Very hard defense right now by Pierre. Very aggressive, knowing they have some fouls to commit. Due to Terveen. Guarded by Kaiser. And he's just going to foul him, so that'll be one more. A bear hug. One more foul. That'll be the third on Cade Kaiser. Timeout by Coach Kusler. So 4 team fouls on Pierre now. 30-second timeout for the Govs. Pierre, they'll have a little bit break after tonight's game as well. They won't be in action again until next Friday night, February 2nd, where they host Yankton at 7 p.m. at Pierre. So both teams back on the court after the 30-second timeout. O'Gorman has 2 timeouts left. Pierre with 1. If you can't get the ball in bounds, if you're gross, you can obviously call a timeout. He gets it into Satter, who then tries to get it back to Gross quick, but he's wrapped up as he caught it. He's either going to be on Getz or Doyle. We'll see who they call the foul on. Foul will be on Doyle, his third. 5th team foul. Satter's free throw is good. He shoots him about a 70% clip on the season. That's 5 points for Ryland Satter. His second free throw is good as well. 10-point lead of Knights. Minute left here in the ball game. Here comes Pierre pushing it up the front court pretty quickly with Olsen to Getz, back to Zabel. Zabel spin move, left-handed shot, no good. Loose ball. Satter has it. He's going to get fouled, and he's going to go back to the free throw line. So this game, unless there's some miracle at the end, looks like it's going to be an O'Gorman win. Two more free throws for Mr. Satter. First one's a little bit long. And he makes the second. There's a 3-point attempt by Olsen, no good. Getz fighting for the rebound, but he caught it, but he is out of bounds. So Theobald and Dute out. Knights up 57-46 with 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They do the home run pass to Satter. He's just going to pull it out to Gross. I don't think Pierre's going to foul either. No need when it's an 11-point game with 40 seconds left. So Gross will pretty much probably just dribble out the clock. There's about a 6-second differential shot in game clock. Shot clock now at 16, just running down with Gross dribbling up toward half court. Knights up 11. We'll get a home victory over the Governors this afternoon. Here's Gross spinning around to Austin Turvine. He'll take a tough shot. Rebound by Olson. 8 seconds left. Here comes Olson. Let's see if the Pierre will even shoot the ball. With 5, he might just dribble it out. I think he will. So, and that's the final score tonight. O'Gorman 57, Pierre 46. The Knights improved to 7-5 on the season. Pierre drops to 8-6. We'll take just a quick little break. We'll do a quick little wrap up, and we'll be on our way for the rest of the weekend. You're listening to Knights boys basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. The Knights boys with a 57-46 win over Pierre this afternoon. Just went final a couple minutes ago. We're just going to do a quick scoreboard. Games going on around the state quick, and then we'll do a little wrap-up of the ball game. So in boys AA basketball today, we have the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors hosting Sioux Falls Jefferson. That's a 2 o'clock tip-off. So that game is just getting underway at Washington High School. 8-3 Washington, 6-6 Jefferson. We have the Battle of Rapid City tonight at Rapid City Stevens. The 8-4 Stevens Raiders host Rapid City Central boys, who are 1-9 on the season. That's an 8 o'clock Mountain tip-off. Douglas and Yankton at Douglas High School tonight. Douglas 3-8. Yankton, a defending state champions, having a rough year, only 1-9 right now. And then we'll go to girls action, and then Sioux Falls Jefferson defeated Sioux Falls Washington 63-47 at Washington High School. And then we have the Mitchell girls taking on Brookings at 3 o'clock, and then Douglas hosting Yankton at 6:30 tonight. So not a lot of other games going on today besides our ball games. Kind of a quick recap. O'Gorman and Pierre. Pierre came in 6th in power points. O'Gorman came in 10th. 6-5 Knights, 8-3 Pierre, or 8-5 Pierre Governors. Low scoring first quarter. O'Gorman led 6-5 after one. A little bit more scoring in the second quarter. Knights led 23-17 at half, outscoring Pierre 17-12. In the second quarter, Austin Turvine had 10 at halftime. Jet Zabel led Pierre with 8. Knights had a big third quarter, went up 22-14 in that quarter, taking a 14-point lead into the fourth quarter. And then Pierre had a really good start, really good first 4 minutes of that fourth quarter, getting that 14-point lead down to 6. But that's as close as they would ever get, as Caleb Turvine made a nice runner to get it within 8, make it 6-8, and then Hayden Gross had that 3-point play, making it 11. Didn't get any closer than that. For the Governors, they were led by Jet Zabel, who had 18 points. Knights were led by Noon Dutz, 15. Also got 13 from Austin Turvine. Caleb Turvine had 8. I thought he was really good off the bench for O'Gorman. I also thought Tatum Mooney's defense was outstanding. He played really well, I believe, for the Knights today off the bench, which they're going to need to get, different people each game to step up, win ball games going down the stretch. And I thought John Lent was really good off the bench as well, with some, not a lot of minutes, but very active, got some baskets, did a good job, got a steal in there. So Pierre, they're a team. playing back-to-back, so that's always tough when you play the night before and lose to Harrisburg like they did. But they got some good players in Jet Zabel. Also gets a good three-point shooter, Olsen, a pretty good point guard. Kind of a rough go tonight for him. Not a lot of players, not a lot of depth too on this Pierre team, so that's why having back-to-back might hurt them a little bit today. But a really good home team, obviously, so they are undefeated at home, but only 1-6 on the road. So we'll see kind of when we get to SODAC 16 where these two teams are at in the power points, which right now they're very close, with Pierre coming to the game at 6, which will probably drop a little bit, at O'Gorman at 10. So Knights move to 7-5 on the season, 4-1 at home. Pierre falls to 8-6. 1-6 on the road. Looking forward to next week, what our schedule is looking like. We only have one broadcast. That'll be Tuesday night, January 30th. The Knights girls at 12-0 will host T Area, who are 10-2 right now. T, a really good team in Class A basketball. Key Vasika, a really good player, going to South Dakota State. So it's always fun to have the O'Gorman T matchup. So we'll have that one. Probably looking around maybe like a 6:45 start for that ball game. And then both the Knights and the boys and girls are on the road the rest of next week. Actually, the boys will be playing again first Monday night at Yankton at 7 o'clock, a makeup game from a weather game earlier this season. And then the girls here Tuesday night will have that against T Area. And then the boys and girls will be in Rapid City next weekend on Friday night, and then also on Saturday afternoon with the Rapid City Stevens, Rapid City Central games on each of those 2 days. And then we will actually be back here for the boys game and girls game doubleheader on Friday, February 9th against Sioux Falls, Washington. So the next time we'll have a boys broadcast will be on February 9th. We'll have the girls again this coming Tuesday, January 30th. So thank you so much for our O'Gorman viewers and listeners and fans out there today, our Pierre viewers, listeners, and fans. We appreciate it. Look forward to a girls basketball broadcast Tuesday night. Really good game this afternoon. Again, O'Gorman boys leading Pierre 57-46. So for the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel, I'm Brett Byler. Have a great afternoon, everyone, and be safe, and we'll see you Tuesday night. Go Knights.